God put this on my spirit, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to become one of those girlies if God put stuff on my spirit type of thing, but this was something really that God put on my spirit. Because I have a very bad habit of doing this, or I had a bad habit, and it's being released with my stress and my worry. So one of the things about me is people don't know what I have going on, but there are times where I'm explaining other things that like don't need to be shared, okay? And I don't know about y'all, but I love first rewash air dried hair. Whew, it just does something to me before I actually have to like straighten it or curl it, but ooh. And one of the things that God wanted me to talk about in this season, because it keeps coming up on my For You page, it keeps coming up around me to just like be able to articulate like what's going on. So I've been telling y'all about like keeping quiet, moving in silence, you know what I'm saying? And God was saying, even when you're moving in silence, even when you're keeping quiet, sometimes the inner part of you gets comfortable to where you feel you can share certain things with somebody, and at that time it's just like no. One of the things that I prayed that God do at this time was to keep me, I said cover my mouth to not speak to the wrong ears. That was one of the things that I told God to do at this time, because see, where God is taking us, you've already realized where the separations have happened. We've already realized like the adjustments have had to happen. And even like with certain people, it's just like you've had to just maneuver around the energy, right? And so God is saying it's not past people you have to worry about at this point. You got to worry about people in the present and in the future. And I was like, okay, so why you say that? He said, because when you get to a certain status, people want to know what you have to say. Regardless of, you know what I'm saying, you just got promoted from an associate to a manager, you just went from a manager to like an assistant manager, whatever it is. God says, I hear God keep saying about people are going to want to know. And one of the things that I always told myself was, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't give a fuck what you done did. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anybody anything. If I owed it to you in the past, I don't owe you no more. God has paid my debt. He has made it over. I don't owe nobody nothing. And I hear God keep saying about the words. He said the words. Because see, the throat chakra is going through a renewal. And as this throat chakra is going through a renewal, it's going through an energy of now your voice sounds different to certain people. Okay, this makes me think of a reading that I did when I was like, that your voice sounds different. Something about your voice is captivating. God said it's captivating, right? And as your voice is bringing in people that want to hear the song, it's also bringing in people of who is the one singing that song. Yeah, I hear God saying, even though people are fans, people are also wanting to know who sings that song. It makes me think of the show Swarm. It makes me think of the show Swarm, how, you know what I'm saying, if anybody wasn't fucking with Naja or whatever, she would off them. But the same people that's talking shit about Naja, the same people that know when she's having her concert, they know when she, you know, said she was posted an album, they know so much about her, even though they don't care for her. That's the energy that's happening around you guys, whether you know it or not. As much as people want, they love hearing your song, there are other people that I can hear people saying, who's singing that song? So it's funny, as soon as I turn to it, the power of words. Okay, see, God, I told you, me and God, if we locked in, ain't no switching up. And you know, my nose itching. That's been happening all night. My nose been itching and itching. Because he like, you sniffing it out. And I feel like the more you put the puzzle pieces together during this time frame, the more you have a clear understanding of what's actually happening. The more you can see it. In one of the videos that I posted about the 3 eyes, I'm going to add a clip into it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a video that one of my soul cousins commented on from December 2nd, which was Sagittarius season. And the fact that Saturn is in Pisces, I always told them that Pisces always wanted to step in Virgo energy of trying to already be in Mercury energy, the thoughts, the way they speak and all that. But see, the thing about it is the Pisces energy, you have to be able to conquer the other side of the Jupiter energy which is Sagittarius. So at one point where Pisces were like, well, I'm gonna stick right beside it, they're being pushed into this energy where they're having to actually go see what's on the other side. Where where you have Sagittarius in your chart, you're having to step back and to just realize that what is the value that it brings, the wisdom. Okay, and with Saturn being in Pisces, the compromise that Saturn has is, well, I'm gonna let them go to the other side, but I need them to understand when you go to the other side, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna handle it? I'm all about you guys going to the other side. And in my podcast last night, I said I thought it was funny because I felt like I went across the water. Like I finally got to the other side to understand. And mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally, I got to this point of where I understood, why did I come here? Why was I walking the green mile to get right with Jesus? And why did I think I had to get to the point where I had to keep the entire process secret? I understood why I couldn't say nothing the last 46 days, because in the 46 days, I realized how people corrupted my plans, how people spoke ill will on me, how people did. I realized it because it was the power of the words. And then I realized the power of the words of what I spoke to me. So when I spoke out to God, so when I spoke things out to God, God said, I'm going to put it in full effect. So when I put this in full effect, you'll realize why this person can't come and that person can't come, because it was the power of the mind and the tongue. And I was like, bro, that's crazy. He said, I never said no. When you get certain things, it's not always about what you're getting. It's also about the environment, the surroundings, the people, the places, the thing. The word that God kept putting on my spirit last night was disbelief. It's to not believe that this shit is real. So if you're in a season of disbelief, why would you be around people that don't believe? They don't believe what you say. They don't believe that you can do it. They don't believe in it. They don't believe in it. They don't believe in it. God said they don't believe in it. Their words don't hold any belief into it. They don't hold belief into it. They don't hold belief into it. So if their words don't hold belief into it, why exactly, how could you be in disbelief around people that don't believe? It's crazy. It's crazy as hell. When we go to an egg hunt and we see all the eggs, and somebody goes in there and they're like, nobody's gonna find the golden egg, and you happen to be the one to find the golden egg, and then of course you guys people are like, you cheated. How? We all had the same opportunity to land upon this egg, and you just didn't happen to land upon the egg. So therefore, how? You're in disbelief based off of my belief that I actually am going to win. Trying to put me in a position to where I don't get my hopes up. Don't put me in no position to make me feel like I don't need to get my hopes up. It's okay. You know what I realized that I'm going to take from this lesson? Instead of me turning into an energy where I don't believe, how about I turn into an energy where I don't tell you what I believe in? Yeah. One of the verses here says, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my remedy. Psalms 19:14. Now, yesterday, the Bible verse came from Psalm 16, and I thought that was interesting because that yesterday was literally the last day of Lent, and it was the prayer for confidence. See, in this season, you got to be confident that you can't tell nobody what you believe in, because you got to be confident in what you know, meaning that I was so confident in myself that I didn't need your validation. I was so confident in myself that I didn't need your encouragement. I tried to tell them yesterday, I said, I know it might sound ungrateful, but when you are the healer and people come to you for healing, other people's words of encouragement, they are worthless. You don't know. You can't speak on a journey that you have not taken for yourself. And when I say that, meaning even though you might not take the journey how I take it, you're not taking the journey of what God has told you to do. You're still doing what you want to do, and that's by choice. That's cool. One of the things that I said in my testimony that I made sure I made clear, everything I did was by choice. Please don't ever think that God bullied me. Please don't ever think that I didn't have the choice of staying in Atlanta, getting a job, staying with who I was with, even staying in certain situations, and that I've come across of taking it more than what a guy is just being of a service. One of the comments that I got, and I don't entertain shit like this, he said, to be honest, how much pussy have you sold on this journey? Why do you think somebody on the journey got to sell pussy to survive? And see, that was one of the things I said in my thing. I said, I didn't do things that were against my morals. I didn't sell myself. I didn't sell drugs. I didn't scam. I didn't steal. I didn't do none of that. I still had a level of integrity on this journey that if I had to go sleep at the airport, I'd rather sleep at the airport than sleep up under a man that don't fucking value me. Play with somebody else now. Play with somebody else. I decided to not even acknowledge the young man's comment because, see, that's the only thing you think of women. You can tell how much you think of yourself as a man. See, the journey was to also teach me that there are good men out here. But see, if I don't realize that I'm not in a receptive mode to receive that a man being a good man, then I'm already in the wrong. I don't need to romanticize every man that comes into my life. Sometimes, literally, God has put men to be in the service so I understand my place as a woman, to understand my value and that what I deserve, meaning I don't need to be sexualized to be helped. I don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, like harassed to be helped. Some men are just that kind to just say, I just want to make sure you're okay. Hey, I just want to make sure, did you get something to eat? Do you have somewhere to stay? Do you need a ride? This and that. Yeah. Okay. Another verse from Psalm says, keep my tongue from evil, my lips from speaking deceit. See, I told people I couldn't talk about my testimony. See, these words keep coming up. I couldn't talk about my testimony until I had healed from certain things that I had done and learned the lesson from it. Because, see, if I talked about it and somebody made that comment, I would have felt some type of way. Well, why the fuck I gotta sell pussy to act, you know? No, I didn't. And I mentioned that in that video on TikTok. So I was already ahead of the game to know what people were going to think when I said certain things. I'm not going to lie and say men did not help me. They did, because I was trying to tell people and teach women by example that there are good men out here that don't want nothing from you. They want to help you. And see, if you're constantly in a masculine role of I can do this and Miss Independent, you will wholeheartedly miss a good man just trying to be a good civilian. You'll miss it because you're so suspicious. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to allow this man to do what he's doing. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself, or when you do get this little feeling or this notion or a smell or this vision or you get this dream, that you just allow it to move right away from you. Somebody had asked me, well, how did you feel about certain? I said, well, I had a dream about one. And when I had a dream about one, I trusted it. Next thing you know, he was gone. I had a notion about a smell about another. I had that smell. I left. See, one of the things that I realized is, since wisdom comes from accountability, when all those things were happening the first time, I didn't fail to I didn't fail to believe it. Not this time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. Like we don't even have to play that game over and over and over and over again, baby. I know what it is. I know what it's not. It says, help me, Lord, to keep my mouth shut and my lips sealed. Psalms 141:3. He says, the mouth of the righteous bring forth skillful and godly wisdom, but the preserved tongue shall be cut down. He said, and that's Proverbs 10:31. Another one says, hold on, I want to get the ones. I think before I speak, because the mind of the wise instructs his mouth. Proverbs 16:23. See, I heard God saying, pray for me to help elevate your mind, so when you speak from an elevated mindset. An elevated mindset is a mindset of protection. You know, I told you about that strategically lying. I know I told you about that keeping quiet. I don't know. Reading the room. God says this is going to be a season where you're going to have to read the room. And I've been put through different lessons that I realized that maybe I was off about my reading the room, but I wasn't too off about the actions. See, God says a lot of you guys your actions are stepping into a place where it's actually, you know what I'm saying, your feet are moving somewhere where your mouth don't need to be open. Because see, this is a masculine sign. Actions are masculine energy. The chakras that are masculine are the root, the solar, and the throat, and then the right side of the brain. So your feet are about to move in rooms to where your mouth doesn't need to move, and then your feet are going to move into other rooms where your mouth needs to move. God says the environment is going to be able to help you with the ability to speak. The environment is going to help you it's going to help you with the ability to speak. And I realized that yesterday while I was in the sun, the environment gave me the ability to speak. I was in the sun while I was telling my testimony, illuminating certain things, so I knew what not to say and what not to say. And I even said in my podcast, I said, it's way more things to my story, but I told what I needed to tell, because see, what I told gave people inspiration, it gave them motivation. The environment is going to help you with the ability to speak. Okay? The Lord says, The power of life and death are in the tongue, and they who indulge in shall eat the fruit of it, for death or life. Proverbs 18:21. Now, we said they had gave me the book of Matthew. 2 verses from Matthew. It says, out of the fullness of the heart of the mouth speaks. The good man from his inner good treasure flings forth good things, and the evil man out of his inner evil storehouse flings forth evil things, right? Basically saying, you put in good energy, you get out good energy. You put in bad energy, you get bad energy. It is what it is. If I perish, I perish. That's what she said, and Esther said in the fasting, one of her fasting verses. Another one says, that was Matthew 12:34-35. Matthew 12:36-37 says, on the day of the judgment, I will have to give account for every idle word I speak. For by my words I will be justified and adequate, and by my words I will be condemned and sentenced. In the reading that I had, it was, what's the name of that reading actually? Hold on. The name of that reading is Start Using What You've Learned. That reading is called Start Using What You've Learned. In this season, March was March Madness, okay? And I remember telling y'all we got 4 months of fun. Even though, like, my God kept saying, it's the perspective of what you see as fun. Because when you look at what you've accomplished, when you look at where you are, when you look at what you've done, that's why I said the bad days that I've had don't outweigh the good days. I've had fun. I can't act like I haven't. I've gone to certain different places. I've met different people. I've ate at certain places. I went to go drinking. I explored the city. I went to farmers market. I went to go see plants. I went to explore. I did not have a bad time. So God says we're getting into Mercury retrograde. This is why the words are starting to come up. Mercury retrograde, first of all, Mercury went direct into Taurus on the 14th. So I feel like that's when it actually like plants in it. And Taurus rules the neck and the vocal cords and the throat and stuff like that. When we get into Mercury retrograde, and once I was talking about this in Mercury retrograde, I think that all the Mercury retrogrades this year will be in the earth sign. When words are in earth signs, you have to realize that your words hold more weight than they used to. In this season, this year, your words hold way more weight than they used to. And God's saying it just like that. Your words hold more weight. See, when Mercury retrograde were in air signs, your words were all over the sky or in the air. They just happened to go through the grapevine. When Mercury or retrogrades are in earth signs, baby, them shits hold weight. Gotta watch what you say. Watch how you treat people. Watch how you speak on people. I told them in that video, I said, you need to make sure you watch out for people that have heavy Capricorn in their chart, because you're going to get yourself into something. Watch how you talk to them people. Watch how you treat them people, because you're going to get yourself into something. I hear God saying anybody that has Capricorn, wherever you have Capricorn in your chart, you're gaining power. Wherever you have Cancer in your chart, you're gaining money. Wherever you have Libra in your chart, you're gaining royalty. Where you have Aries in your chart, you're gaining recognition. Thank you, Spirit. The song came on Royals when she said, well, we'll never be royal. It's just not in our blood. I ain't never say that. I ain't repeat that. I heard the song, and the song, the part of the song that I heard, you can call me Queen Bee, and baby, I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. Because, baby, I don't know nothing about that. Royalty, I'm very royalty. One of the things what y'all gonna start seeing is the definition of words. Y'all know, as long as y'all been following me, if you new to me, then you know I don't play about no word definitions. I get the specific definition, because there's other words in that definition that we need to hear. During this season, watch what you say. Watch the words that you say. In my testimony, I told y'all, I don't claim this word and I don't claim that word. People was like the H word. When I've been telling my testimony with people in the physical, I've been saying things like, I don't claim the H word. People have been looking at me like, what's the H word? The word that you say when you feel like you don't have a home. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. That word that y'all say when y'all feel like y'all don't got no money, I don't know nothing about that. See, people thought I was talking about bitches and hoes. No, baby, I'm talking about BROKEHOMELESS. Like, no, I don't know nothing about that. I'm wealthy in spirit. I'm wealthy in the physical. I'm wealthy in the mind and the body. I don't know nothing about that. Okay? And when I told, it's funny because today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just put my brown shirt. And something she said, why don't you put the yellow shirt on? Because of how confident and bright I feel. I'm in this energy right now where the fact that I done made it 46 days, I ain't worried about nothing. God said, hey, you made it 46 days, you shouldn't be worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. Don't call me now. Don't. What did I say? Hold on. What did I say? I don't want to talk. Watch what you say. That's a prime example. That was a prime example. In this season, expect a lot of communication. A lot of people, I told you, you have to stand on what you said. Stand on what you did. Stand on that shit. Stand on that. Stand on that energy. In this season, y'all gonna have to have bigger boundaries than anything. And you know what? I keep hearing this. Silence is power. Silence is power. Some of y'all don't realize that your silence makes people uncomfortable. And in this season, you're about to see how uncomfortable people are, because it would have to make them communicate with themselves about what they have said and what they have done. And God is making it that way. He is. He is. Because, see, you already took it upon yourself to be vulnerable. And, you know, you learned your lesson. And that's fine. That's good. But I hear God saying, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. It's a wrap, baby. You know what I'm saying? When Mercury goes retrograde on the 21st at the beginning of Taurus season, it's a wrap. I feel like everything that's going to be talked about, everything that's going to happen the rest of Aries season, it's really nothing to discuss. You know, one of the things I was like, you know, if you saw my testimony that I said my 46 days, don't come calling me now asking me how I'm doing. Don't come DM me talking about you need something. If you wasn't worried about me the last 46 days, baby, don't worry about it. If you haven't talked to me the last 30 days, leave me the fuck alone. Because I'm silent now. And that makes you uncomfortable. And it's not my job to bring comfort into your life based off of your actions. That's something y'all are going to have to realize, because God says He's going to put you in the environment that you will have the ability to speak. Even mentally. Mentally, I'm in an environment now where I don't want to talk. I want to do my job with God. I want to live my life, and I want to enjoy myself. And I want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And that's about it. I don't want to have these conversations of how this happened, how that happened. I don't know. I trusted in God. God did His thing. Glory to Him. I'm not going to take full... I'm going to take the credit of following directions, but I'm not going to take the credit of how it all happened. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. And I'm in this season now where... And I think a lot of people are going to be in this season because, see, like I was trying to say, March was full fucking madness. It's the last quarter, it's the last month of the first quarter. The first quarter was supposed to be so you plan out what you actually wanted to do the rest of the, the rest of the quarters of the year. And the more I wrap my head around this and the more I understand where I'm coming from, the more I realize, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to think so far ahead. There's going to be a lot of controversy going on. A lot of it's just a lot of controversy. I just hear God saying it's going to be a lot of controversy. And the definition of controversy is given rise or likely to give rise to public disagreement. Or that's controversial, excuse me. It says the disagreement typically when prolonged, public, and heated. There's gonna be a lot of controversy. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of controversy. A lot of like, well, this and this didn't happen and this didn't happen and oh, but this and this and that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Oh, well, it wasn't this and it wasn't that and this and that. And in that video, I remember I was telling you about, it's a group of people that know shit. And this person was trying to snitch on this person to get something for this. But there's a person that knows that person snitched to get that. So, I mean, it's kind of like a nobody's going to win in this situation if you haven't led with integrity, if I could be honest. In that video, I told them about how the power and the control thing, they keep talking about this paperless dollar. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I said that shit back in January, and I think I said that in Capricorn season. That money shit, keep cash. Them people is lying. They're lying. They're lying, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying. Okay? The police department, watch them, because there's some shit going on with them too. They're lying. Another thing about something, I told you about that dairy. There's some lying going on. In Aries season, it's a full blast of illumination of the words. So what I feel like is there's this energy of where people's words are going to be brought up. The receipts are going to be brought up of the words. Or like, you know, you coming in for questioning, you thinking it's about this, and come to find out it's for them to tell you what really happened in the situation, but they had to disguise it. I see God disguising a lot of things. Like, you went into an interview thinking that, you know, you went into a meeting thinking that you were about to get fired the whole time, and actually was a promotion because they had to disguise it based off of what somebody else knows, or that, you know, somebody else, they know something about somebody else. Something tells me that there's a lot of disguising that's going to happen in the rest of this season. That's why the words. Sometimes you just need to say, You know, I seen a video where the lady was like, you know, men can't respond. They don't know how to respond. You know how women, we can, you know what I'm saying, we say something, we talk, but when a man is talking and you talk, you cut him off, it makes him lose his train of thought. The best thing that how men respond is men respond with like, and head nods and stuff like that, because they're one-track minded. Now women, you can say, oh girl, I love this. You be like, yeah, bitch, I seen that way too. Yeah, bitch, I seen that way too. And men can't do that. And the reason why I'm saying men is because this is a lot of like masculine energy that we're in. You're gonna have to learn how to be in the energy of reading the room in a masculine energy as a new and revived feminine energy. That's what I say. Your feminine energy knows what's going on. It's these physical eyes that can't catch up. But your soul knows everything's fine. Your soul knows what's about to happen. But it needs to make sure that your masculine, it needs to make sure your masculine is prepared. Your feminine is only your senses. It's how you can, you know what I'm saying? It's your intuition. It's your feelings. It's things like that. Your masculine is how you actually move in life. What you say. I'm trying to tell you, there's this energy where God is saying their masculine energy is now prepared for this environment. Their masculine energy is now prepared for this position of power. The lessons are very quick. March was supposed to be a month where you finally reflect. April is a month of blossoming, and also it's a month of understanding the lessons that you learn in March. Because see, in March, I try to tell y'all, Mercury and Venus were doing something around your 12th house, which is ruled by Pisces, which is the house of past lives. Mercury is a masculine planet, Venus is a feminine planet. But see, the thing about it is they both have both energies in them. Virgo's a feminine energy. Gemini is a masculine sign. Venus is Taurus and Libra, masculine and feminine. And it's earth and air. Your words hold weight. I hope everybody's paying attention. Okay, so, you know, just watch what you say. That's why y'all gonna start seeing more people saying, you know, they stop listening to certain people and who they stop with. I know it was one person that I used to really fuck with, and God was like, you need to take her off your Twitter. And I was like, well, why? And I remember bringing it up to my, you know, like my homegirls, and they was like, no, just give her a chance. Like, it might not be that. And I was like, ever since I stopped like listening and reading her tweets, like my energy has been like very like straightforward. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things I could agree with, but something tells me like you have to, it's not that you have to agree with in a whole, but you have to resonate with this energy as a whole. You can't half-ass this energy, because I'm trying to tell you, your masculine energy that is only one track minded. So you can't be cool with people that's out here saying broke and shit like that, and then you over here talking about abundance. But they also believe in this, they believe in that. You can't halfway resonate. God kept saying, I'm telling y'all, if you've ever talked to a man, and I'm learning this while I talk to men, you literally have to listen to when they have stopped their sentence, and if you have a good intuition, you can feel it, and then you pick up. Then they pick up. They can't, I'm trying to tell, and when you're talking, when a man is talking, you have to, because at the very moment, if you ever cut a man off, you start talking, it's just like, he'll be like, yeah, you know, or they'll be like, like then they trying to pick up where you're going. Look, the way this energy is going, the masculine energy within you is one track minded. It cannot feast to be in multiple places at one time. Your feminine energy is guiding you to be in the environments that you have the ability to speak in, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I find it very interesting that I'm able to do this in a room where there's nobody here. Nobody's bothering me, nobody's coming at me, I can't hear the outer thing. I'm in this energy by myself. My feminine energy guided me to come up here to finally have the ability to speak. When I was out in the open, I was talking about something, and I was talking about something, God was like, no, take that out. Your words hold weight. We don't want to put that into the energy right now. Delete that. I said, okay. I was just trying to tell them what was up. It's okay. Delete it. When it pertains to you, your words hold a lot of weight. We're not going to put that in the energy. I just wanted to give this message and let y'all know where I feel. I love you guys. I hope you guys listen to my podcast, Disbelief. Follow me on all my platforms. You know what I'm saying? Book with me. Fuck with me. I love y'all. Like, for real. Because, you know why I love y'all more? I love y'all more because, like I said in my podcast and I said in my Instagram, I know it's some of y'all that probably could feel like something ain't right with OG, but she just not in the space to tell us, and we not gonna force it. We not gonna, oh, are you okay, OG? None of that. We just gonna allow her to take the time to be able to express it to us. That is how you are about to be. So instead of you being in an emotional thing where you just spill out all these words because it's just how your heart feels, I need your mind to be on the same accord as your heart. When these two are aligned, everything that comes out of this is very powerful. So therefore, start your, and one thing God kept saying he wanted me to work on that I'm doing much better in is my daily routine. Instead of me looking at my phone, which I used to pray and then not look at my phone, but I used to pray then look at my phone. But what I'm doing now is I'm actually doing a routine. So like I'll pray, I'll talk, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll like, you know, wash my face, brush my teeth, you know what I'm saying, make the bed. Like I'll just do something, you know what I'm saying, to get my mind moving, whatever. Then I'll go outside, get the air flowing. Then I'll get on my phone. Then, you know what I'm saying, I'll take some time to I'll journal. God said something about daily routines because that's a one-track mind. Also, God said something about like the videos and the things that you watch now. Just pay attention to it more. When a song is when a song is saying certain things that you don't care for, exit the building. Another thing is about like just putting things out in the air with your conversations with people. You know what I'm saying? Like just shifting the energy in the conversation. If you need to vent and then shift the energy. Something about that needs to be happening. Like, thank you, the air filter. God says the air filter. You know what I'm saying? You have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Don't dwell on things so much. You know, men are very action oriented. So you sitting around moping all day about, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Men be like, okay, well men are solution based. It's funny because this man had came up to me today and he was asking something, and the first thing in me was to be like, well, I'll do it for you. And God said, that is not your position. Before I can even get my words out, I heard something say, that is not your position. He will figure it out. He is solution based. You gave him all the information he needed to know. That's it. He's solution based. Men are solution based. You are now in the energy where you are solution based. We're stepping into a lot of action oriented. So therefore, you get the resources to do things. You're action oriented. No, there's no need to be talking about people. Oh my God, I just got this grant and I just got this scholarship and I just got this job. What you gonna do with it? And I told them in the 2023 predictions, you need to get your questions together so you'll know who to ask, what to ask when you hire certain people to do certain things, because you don't know, and that's fine. That's solution based. You don't know how to do finances, you find somebody to help you with finances. You don't know how to promote, you find somebody to get you a content manager. You don't know how to draw this, you find somebody to be your design manager. If you don't know, the solution is to find. That is action-oriented steps. Your soul has already prepared you for what is coming. So no need to be sitting there acting oblivious, acting crazy, acting like, oh my God, we already knew you were going to be overstimulated. You already knew you were going to be overwhelmed. Now take a deep breath, breathe in and out, and let's get shit going, okay? Because just as fast as you receive, the faster other people can feel it. When the people can feel it, that means, you know, one of the things that I had, this girl that I follow, I think her name is Diara. No, her name not Diara, I don't know. But she says, she woke up one day and she let herself spiral her negative thoughts, and God told her, he said, you forgot your armor. When you woke up, you forgot your armor. See, this is a season where you can't forget your armor, because it's coming. I hear God saying, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I prepare my children. You guys are so ahead. Y'all know I'm always ahead of the energy. God says, I'm preparing you guys because it's ahead. I'm trying to tell you, you're going to be in disbelief. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be excited. You're going to be this. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there for you. So you know, you're going to be ecstatic. You're going to be happy. For other people, you're going to be sad. You're going to be upset. You're going to be irritated. You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad at yourself, mad at others, because you allow other people to get you into shit. See, you should have just stayed on your own path by yourself. You chose to do that shit. So now the decisions, or the consequences of your actions are coming. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and already tell you, you're going to be in such disbelief that how the fuck did I end up in jail? How the fuck did I end up in this situation? God says the disbelief goes both ways. See, if your soul is at peace right now, you already know what's about to happen. So therefore, God is just preparing you to keep this. If you feel so chaotic and you feel up and down and rah, and you're not able to process the emotions, God is showing you that your disbelief is going to have you where you used to try to be like this. You might want to get like this. You might want to get real broad about how you talk to God. I hear God saying, I need you might want to open your circle up to me, because it seemed like you kept your circle real tight between some other people, and them other people, the same reason why your ass is down bad. So how about you open up your circle to me? You need me now. You need me now. See, you thought you had me before. You tried to play with me like I was on your team, but see, at this point, you need me now. I got that word out my spirit. Thank you, God. All right. I'm about to go get some Starbucks, baby. Enjoy my day.